The show, how
I was getting.
I listen to a lot of people.
It's Kid Kraddick in the morning.
do you come to Vegas much?
No, this is my third time in Vegas.
Third time.
I came to play here with Snow Patrol. We played on top of the Cosmopolitan Hotel, and then I came to play here on my own, and we played for a radio station, like summer event. Yeah. And then now this is my third time back.
Okay. Do you like this scene, like the gambling and the clubs and the?
Do you know what? I think Vegas is perfect for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
And then you realize where you are, and you're like, ooh, I should probably.
Yeah.
And I probably shouldn't be saying that, but this is
it's
actually
fine.
This is the best experience I've had so far. I've never been in a hotel room like this, and like I've never been to an event like this.
Yeah,
so.
we're in a room with a pool table.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just huge.
There's like another room in there with beds, and then there's a bedroom in there.
There's a Starbucks
cinema
right
room
over
there.
here, and a cinema.
There's a hot tub in the.
Is there really?
Yeah.
And a cinema, and yeah, this is pretty crazy.
It's all right.
Behind that door, there's like 20 girls, and they just dance. They have some sort of routine.
See, I haven't been told that yet. I'll check that out.
Yeah, they're not going to tell you. They're just going to surprise you.
All right.
Yeah. You get a host, a host here, and
but
if you gamble enough.
But he's a dude. We met him. We met him earlier. I
but
don't know if
he
he's
can
going
get you girls though. That's his thing. Like if you gamble enough, that's how that works.
Really?
Yeah. It's like
they don't
it's
sound
kind
like,
of a drug dealer.
Doesn't really sound like the type of girls I'd want to hang out with.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Have you ever made it rain?
No.
I mean, you're making money now. You're doing good.
Yeah, I know, but like Kanye West has a line when he goes, white people make money, don't spend it. And that's pretty much me.
Is that you?
Yeah, I wouldn't make it rain.
Do you have any indulgences? Like if I make a little bit, I'll get this or get that? Send some home to mom and dad?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm working on a house at the moment. I'm renovating a whole kind of property where I grew up.
Where you grew up?
Yeah,
wow.
And there's a lot of land there. So I'm basically planting a lot of trees and stuff.
That's
Very boring, but
that's smart because you're building value that later you can sell.
I'm not actually planning to sell it. This is like going to be the family house, like for when I have kids and stuff. So I'm going to build lots of. Yeah. It's a blank canvas at the moment. So every time I do a tour,
would compound be accurate?
Compound, yeah. Well, actually, it's a farm. So like, there's like a lot of agricultural land that I'm turning into like woodland. So yeah, it's.
Doesn't compound sound better than farm?
I think farm sounds cool.
Time?
Yeah,
like,
no, because compound makes it sound like you're going to have like a fat businessman in a hard hat there, and farm makes it sound like you're going to have.
But if I said, come to Cape Cod to the Kennedy farm, I mean, it's not as good as to the Kennedy compound.
Is there a Kennedy compound there?
Yeah.
I've never been there.
Cape Cod, I haven't either, but it's a famous family. That's our royal family,
The Kennedys, yeah.
Pretty much.
I've heard that.
Or the Kardashians, one or the other. Yeah. You have now transformed from small stages to the biggest stage ever. I mean,
Nobu.
No. I'm talking about with Taylor.
Oh, right, okay.
On the stadium tour.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to lose you there. The Nobu stage is not that big. It's a pool.
Looks all right.
You're playing in front at a pool.
Yeah.
So last night, how many were in Louisville?
We've been averaging about 15,000 a night.
15,000.
But next weekend we start the stadium run, which is, I think it's between 40,000 and 80,000 a night.
No, the weather's better. You can play outside everywhere. 40,000. You're going to play for like 32 people out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a weird transition to go back and forth like that?
I actually
you got to be big when you're in a stadium.
I actually go back and forth like that a lot doing the radio events because I do radio performances every day. So I'll be playing to kind of 30, 40 people on like 3 different gigs before the main gig, and then the main gig will be to 15,000 people. So yeah,
good. So you're still getting that balance in there. Because have you tried to? How have you learned how to go big like that? That's new to you.
I think you've
got to be big.
You've got to
treat,
on
a big screen.
Like the small gigs, you've got to treat them as a connection with the audience, as a kind of musical thing. Like, this is my music, I'm sharing it with you. Whereas the big gigs, you are an entertainer, and your job is to entertain and make people sing and make people dance, make people smile. And you shouldn't get the two mixed up, because if you go on a big stage and kind of go all inverted and go, this is a song that I wrote about my cat, and expect people to connect with it, they're not necessarily going to do it. You have to force people to connect with it by getting them into it and getting them entertained. So I do a lot of crowd participation at the big gigs.
You are still surprisingly unfamous here.
Yeah.
Surprisingly to me. Is it a surprise to you?
Not at all. It's a big country, man. It's a big country. It took me 5 years in the UK.
It's a big country, but I've been here a long time, and I've watched artists as they come up, and I see the benchmarks of things that happen before they blow up, and you've already hit all those. So I can't figure out why, for example, the second single isn't just everywhere, and why you're not a household name yet.
Do you know what? I've still got a lot of dues to pay.
That's good to hear you say that.
It's my second single. Radio were unsure on the first single, and it kind of works, but of course they're going to be unsure on the second. I think they're even going to be unsure on the third single. I think, and until this album campaign's over and I paid all my dues and I've done the Taylor tour and I've done 3 of my own tours and I've done all the singles, like the second album I can go in with a bit of confidence, but the first album I'm laying the foundations. If you look at what Mumford and Sons did, that was pretty much them. They had to pay their dues, and on the second album that's when they blew up, because they did everything that I did. They did the Grammys on the first album.
That's right.
They sold 1 million copies on their first album.
That's right.
But they were surprisingly unfamous as well. And as soon as the second album kicked off, bam.
You're so right. You're so right, because even as
Adele, look at Adele.
And Adele, yeah. Well, I mean, you could speed it up if you would do a reality show or something where you make yourself look silly. Have you thought about that? Like have a show where you jump into a giant tub of Jello or something?
I don't think anyone would be that interested in
you never
me
know.
doing that.
If you have a guitar and you're up on a ladder and you're playing,
I don't think.
Like, whoa! Drop him in the drop him in the tub of Jello.
I think because I haven't been in either of my music videos that have been singles here, I don't think people even know what I look like yet. So you can imagine a reality TV show and people being like, why is there this ginger dude on TV with weird
tattoos? Are they
tattoos?
shaking their finger at you like, you have to be in the next video? What are you doing? You can't not be in your own video.
I'm not in the next video. No.
Well, I mean, eventually you have to be in the. I don't like having my picture taken, but I understand.
Like people always said this to me. People always say eventually you're going to have to be in your videos. But the album outside of America has done 3 million copies so far without music video, full music video.
I think I kind of know you, and I think this is your private little joke and challenge inside your head. You're going to see how long you can go without being in one of your videos. You're going to be absolutely huge.
But I've managed to get it to rub off on Taylor now, because the next song that she's releasing, I don't know if she's releasing it here, but in like UK and Australia is our single, and we're not in the video either.
No kidding.
Yeah, so
Did you have to talk her into that?
No. Her manager was like, so we're going to go with this song. Have you got any ideas for the music video? And I was like, yeah, this idea. And he was like, well, that works because you're both on tour, so we can make that while you're not on tour.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
What a time saver when you don't have to be in your own videos.
No, but also like music videos should be
story.
And they should revolve around the song rather than the artist, and they should bring the song to a level where you can understand it a bit more. Whereas with like the A-Team, it's a story, so that plays out. Lego House is meant to be a bit odd, so that plays out like that. You Need Me, there was a guy doing sign language, that plays out like that. And like, I think you go in the music video when you want people to know your face, but if you can get your music out there, I mean, my album covers my face, so people are going to know it anyway. But like, I don't know, it's a challenge that I've been trying to do.
Yeah. But it's not because you think that people will connect better without seeing you.
No.
I mean, you don't have an inferiority thing working. Like, you've been told so many times that you don't fit the realm of a pop artist that you have decided, okay, I don't want to put my face out on everything.
I mean
because that's silly, I think. Because
that did kind of come into it.
Because girls are crushing on you now hard, so it's different.
Yeah, I don't know. You know? I find it weird seeing posters and stuff like that, to be honest.
But it's happening. I mean, it's happening, and it's great.
Yeah,
because you don't because crushes come in all shapes and sizes. You know, you don't look like anybody. You don't look like anybody else who's come before. Maybe that's what's so cool about you. You know, like.
I hope so. I don't know. I'm gonna keep pushing the music video thing. Though. Yeah. See how far it goes.
I really wish that we would see you more. I think that would speed things up. I don't know why I'm in such a hurry to make you famous. But it's just silly that you're.
Dude, I'm definitely playing the long game, and I don't want it all to come at once. I like this slow build, because this slow build gives me a good foothold for the rest of my career. Like, it could all blow up now, and then the second album could kind of. But I'd prefer to do 1 million on this record, 2 million on the next, 3 million on the next, and just kind of build it from there. Like,
how many songs are written for the second album?
I looked today. I've written 40. I've got 32 recorded.
They're right there on that blue MacBook?
Yeah, on the iTunes on there. There's 32 songs that are kind of recorded.
Can we drop that into the cloud and like drop it into my Dropbox, the songs?
If you want.
Yeah. That'd be cool if I had them before anybody else. That'd be really cool. I wouldn't sell them or anything.
I haven't even sent them to my label. The only people that have heard them have been me and the guy that I've recorded them with. Because I sent some songs to my label, and then they were like, we want them to kind of sound a bit more like this.
They're still saying that.
I was just like, you know what? You're not hearing any until the album's ready.
They're still saying that.
Yeah.
Don't they know that?
There's a lot of pressure for them.
That you don't need them. They need you now. You don't need them.
Well, that's the song they wanted it to sound like.
Yeah.
But like the album for them, the whole of last year, that was their big cash cow. So the next album is gonna be 2014 for them. Like, it's going to sort them if it does well. So that's why they've got a lot invested in it, and I can understand
that's
that
pressure.
But the thing is, like, No, it's not. It's not.
The whole record company's year depends on your album.
Yeah, but that.
I'd say please.
But that's
don't
the
do that.
case. But that's the case for any artist when they come out.
Yeah.
Any artist that have had a big record. But I think the thing that the record company will eventually understand is like any artist who does what they want to do, and if it gets pushed out in the right way, that's what people connect to most. And anyone who's pushed in a certain direction, like an audience isn't stupid. They can tell whether you want to do the kind of music you're doing.
Right,
and
right.
I think that's why bands like Mumford & Sons have connected so well, because they sound like no one. And I can imagine the first time they went into a record company, people would be like, bluegrass music is not going to work in America on a big scale.
Watch
and
this.
Yeah.
You talk about drinking a lot on the first album, and one of your lines is you say you don't drink like other people do.
Yeah.
That's pretty vulnerable and pretty honest. Is that still the case? Is it something you think about a lot, or
no? I mean, there was a stage in my life where
you're writing in
I
retrospect
was,
there.
Yeah. Well, that was actually written at a specific time, but I was living with a lot of people that enjoyed to drink, and I was quite young, and I think I drunk for very different reasons that they drunk, and yeah. I don't know. I've kind of got past that point now. That was like 4 years ago. Well, no, 5 years ago now.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm now at a stage where I don't really drink that much because I've had quite a lot of weird experiences with it. But yeah, it's cool.
So how do you get high? What do you get high on when you're
Tonight,
Yeah.
like playing in front of people that have never heard me and having to make them feel entertained, or playing in front of 15,000 Taylor Swift fans who have never heard of me, and that's where the high comes from. And when you get that reaction, you get a kind of buzz.
Good luck with the stadium part
Thank
of this. Look forward to it. You gonna shoot some pool later, or
For sure,
the strippers
for sure.
coming in, or I need to go, or
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Ed Sheeran, Kid
Thank
Kraddick
you.
in the morning.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
man.
much, man.
Good seeing you
Pleasure.
again.
Subscribe now for more videos from Kid Kraddick in the morning. And check us out at kidnation.com. It's Kid Kraddick in the morning.